Crystal Palace nil, Manchester City nil. Yes, but why football here? And a massive twist again in the Premier League. Crystal Palace pick up a point at home to Man City, and I'm pretty sure Liverpool fans are celebrating this one more than Crystal Palace fans. As always, if you're new around here, if you enjoy football reviews, please consider subscribing on my road to 700 and drop a like down below so this video gets out to more people. And leave your thoughts of the game in the comment section down below as a Palace fan, Man City fan, Liverpool fan, or a football neutral. I mean, let's get into it. First of all, for a 0-0, this was an entertaining 0-0. Chances for both sides with lots of good energized play, but just lacking that end product, which of Man City is surprising, especially because they're normally clinical in front of goal. I mean, in 2 games, Palace have not conceded to Man City. Something is going right at that football club. Patrick Vieira has got them organised and efficient. They're playing powerhouse football. They're not there to kind of pass you up the park like Man City are doing. They're there to get a job done, well organised. They look really good and the fans are behind them. I mean, they were chanting all game long Vieira's name, Palace name. I mean, there's a clear unity in that squad. I'm so happy for Patrick Vieira, especially as an Arsenal fan, to see him doing well. Especially because lots of people didn't really tip him to do that well in the Premier League. I mean, he was at Nice, did alright. He did decent, but they thought to step up to the Premier League, especially after experienced managers like Roy Hodgson was there. They were like, we don't know what's going to happen with Palace. They've done really well, signed some great players, great recruitment from them. They retained Zaha, of course, he was looking to go away multiple times. And they're doing well. And fair play to them, they're mid-table. But we're really here to talk about Manchester City, because the title race is alive and kicking again. I mean, in 2021, the end of 2021, I thought it was wrapped up. I thought it was Man City's present with a bow on top. But this has thrown it wide open. Liverpool have been knocking on the door. And this, I mean, they're now 4 points behind with a game in hand, Liverpool, and they're still yet to play Man City the second game. So it will literally be decided by that game. I have a feeling this really could be decided by Liverpool playing Manchester City, although Liverpool travelled to the Emirates on Wednesday to play Arsenal, which will be a massive game, and a game I, of course, will be reviewing as an Arsenal fan. So I can't wait for that. That's got major implications on top 4 and the title race. So, massive game on Wednesday. And Liverpool fans, having watched this game, and Liverpool players, I guarantee, also having watched this game, know that that game becomes even more important for them, because they can take initiative and take advantage, knowing they are going to travel to the Etihad in under 2 weeks' time. I mean, let's talk about something that was a bit unusual. You don't really see it a lot in the Premier League. Guardiola made 0 substitutions. He did not make a single sub this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, Man City have an unbelievable starting 11 that they put out. But on the bench, you've got Sterling, Gundogan, Gabriel Jesus. I mean, let's be honest, 90% of Premier League clubs, apart from maybe Liverpool, would love those players to put in their starting 11. So are they not good enough to come off the bench? I mean, surely you'd want to freshen up. Gundogan was their top scorer last season, if I'm not mistaken. Sterling, yeah, he's been a bit hit and miss, but surely he can come on for like Grealish or Mahrez for the last 10-15 minutes. And Jesus, their only actual proper striker at the club, surely you need a goal. You got to bring him on. It's a really weird one for Guardiola. Of course, who am I to talk about Guardiola's management style and his downfalls? But I just don't get it. I mean, even against Man United, he only made 1 substitution. Is he allergic to making subs? I mean, it's a really strange one. I'm not sure why he does it. He's about the only manager that does it. Like, yeah, I mean, fair enough making late subs, but to not make a single substitution at all, just found it really strange. Yeah, going back to the title race, I think this makes Liverpool favourites. I honestly do. Liverpool have been knocking on the door, but Liverpool would have won this game. I make no mistake about it. I honestly think Liverpool would have won this game. Liverpool play bad and get results. Man City, I always feel like they play well. They play well more often than Liverpool play well. I think on an off game, I think Man City are more likely to play better football and play better than Liverpool. But when Man City don't play well, they don't seem to win a lot in comparison to Liverpool, that when they play badly, they win. Like, they played Brighton on the weekend, Liverpool. They won all that, but they won. They won 2-0 away from home as well. Man City today, I didn't think Man City were particularly bad. They were passing the ball well, a couple of nice moments. It was just they were lacking in that final third, and they couldn't get the job done. But then again, is Palace Man City's bogey team? I mean, they beat them early in the season at the Etihad, didn't concede a goal. Today, they didn't concede a goal, and they were a threat on the counter-attack as well, and I think that actually hindered Man City a bit. That was in the back of their minds, because in the first half, there was a few chances where Palace got in behind from Man City on the long ball. along the floor, Matata doing well, having Zaha and Elise linking off him. And I think that must have been in Man City's hands because they didn't really want to push as many men forward, knowing the threat Crystal Palace have on the break. And it's also a case of, for both sides, for both Man City and Liverpool, draws don't really do anything. They both need to win games. So they kind of split in two minds because they know if they concede, they got to score two. They can't settle for draws. So it was a bit of a tough one to really understand what was going on here in terms of Man City's game plan. Because make no mistake about it, although this was a banana peel game for Man City, I more than expected them to win this football match. And the fact they haven't come out with a win really is surprising. But then when you look on the balance of the game and the balance of the play, you can't say Palace didn't deserve a point. I mean, the stats are split screen with me. To limit Man City to 4 shots on target is brilliant. Yeah, they had 74% possession, but let's be honest, Crystal Palace, your game plan wasn't to outpossess Man City. You're laughing if you think you're going to have more of the ball than Man City. What you do is you defend when they've got the ball, you make sure they have the ball in areas that they can't hurt you, and then when you get the ball, you be efficient with it. You get it up top. I mean, I'd like to think that, although Crystal Palace had 26% possession, the majority of the possession they did have in the final third of the pitch. That's what I saw. They were getting in good areas. They had good chances. Like, Palace easily could have scored today. It wasn't a case of Man City just missed loads of chances. So definitely not a bad game by any means by Crystal Palace. And make no mistake about it, they will take this point all day, every day. Even though they are a mid-table side and overachieved in that sense this season, they're not really going to get relegated. And it's a good building block. It's a good confidence booster for the team, for the manager, and for everyone involved. Let's talk about the final part I'm going to talk about is the massive game coming up at the Etihad. Manchester City versus Liverpool. I can't wait for it. A title challenging game. I've got the table at the bottom split screen with me as well. It's a 4-point difference and Liverpool have one extra game in hand which they will go to the Emirates to play at Arsenal for. That game is going to be absolutely massive. Provided Liverpool don't lose against Arsenal, the title can very much hinge on what happens at the Etihad. Liverpool travelling, which means Man City are the home side, which means they in that sense have the advantage. But you cannot say that. I mean, Liverpool have got some great players in their squad. Luis Diaz has come to full form. Is he going to do something good for them? Who knows? I mean, it's going to be a great game. All hands down. I expect both teams to fight for it every step of the way in the Premier League in what is left with 9 or so games. And it's going to be a great, great finish. And another thing I looked at, which was interesting, the final game of the season, Liverpool play Wolves at home. Manchester City play Aston Villa. What a storyline it would be for Manchester City to play Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard's managing Aston Villa. Coutinho at Aston Villa. Imagine if Aston Villa pull off a win against Man City on the final day with Coutinho scoring the winner to give Liverpool the Premier League. Boy, would that be a story. The fact that Gerrard and Coutinho couldn't win Liverpool the Premier League in 2014, for them to win it for them in 2022, that would be a hell of a story and just be that literally you could not write that. No Spielberg, Tarantino could write a story like that. It would be absolutely unbelievable and something I'd like to see. But either way, leave your thoughts of the game in the comment section down below. If you're new around here, if you enjoy football reactions and reviews, please consider subscribing on my road to 700. I've been YFootball and I'll catch you guys in the next video.